Leading up to the incident, you and Big Jook had a relationship.
Yes, he was an associate of mine, yes, sir.
Big Jook is the brother of Yo Gotti.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's your relationship with Yo Gotti?
I don't have a relationship with him. I never met him, never did any business with him whatsoever.
Now, what's your relationship with Yo Gotti? I don't have a relationship with him. I never met him, never did any business with him whatsoever.
When you said they said they didn't want you, who do you think they wanted?
Jook and Gotti. The only time I can remember having a conversation with Yo, but you can't use me to connect Gotti to nothing, because I never had no relationship with Gotti.
The only time I can remember having a conversation with Yo.
The only time I can remember having a conversation with Yo.
YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Gotti Rocks back with that real street news. Hey man, today, man, we got to talk about that boy, Hernandez Govan, man. Boy, this man, boy, ever since he had his little YouTube channel up, boy, he got diarrhea of the mouth, y'all. This boy is super tough since he got this acquittal. Boy, look like a mouse, church mouse, scared to death in that courtroom. Now all of a sudden, boy, he's the big bad wolf again. You know what I'm saying? Now, with becoming the big bad wolf, you think you could say anything. You hear me? So Hernandez has been over-talking himself, contradicting himself. Or maybe he's much smarter than we all think, and that boy is just setting CMG and Yo Gotti up for that RICO. You know what I'm saying? Now, remember, he said he didn't even know Yo Gotti. He never even spoke to Yo Gotti. He never even met Yo Gotti. But then he turned around on his no jump interview and claims that he had a phone call with Yo Gotti. He claims that they knew some mutual people and they got him on the phone together and whoop, whoop, whoop. And so one of your aces is his brother. You say you never even met him, never even talked to him. Now you say you had a conversation with him because y'all had mutual friends. Well, I mean, your mutual friend would have been his brother. Now the lies, man, he just can't keep up with them, man. You know, when you tell a lie, bro, you got to tell another lie. Then when you forget one of them lies, you know, everything is just wrapped up and entangled in lies. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he's at right now. Now, I'm not going to lie, boy. Hernandez Govan been going back at the people who've been trying to come at him. He's been having some good intel. And really, the man is he's really articulate. He's a smart guy, man. You can tell by the way he presents himself, but he's just stupid as far as thinking he can say what he want to say. Like I said, either this is a play, which I'm leaning towards it's more of a play. Now, why would it be a play? Why would he want Yo Gotti, CMG, you know, getting wrapped up in this? When he's already done, he's done. You know, he's clear. Ain't no reason to get nobody else caught up in it, right? Well, maybe he didn't get the money he thought he was getting from CMG and Yo Gotti. Maybe taking out Big Jook had a price on it. He didn't get paid for that either, because he may have had something to do with that. You know what I mean? It makes sense. So, is Yo Gotti not paying this man for the part that he played in the death of Young Dolph? Did he not get the money he thought he was getting? Because I'm telling you, it wasn't $100,000. Who would have $100,000 on Dolph and another 100 on Wu? It doesn't even make sense. It's not even the same category. You know, if you got 100,000 or 50,000 on Wu, then you would expect it to be about a $500,000 at least on Dolph, right? So the 1.5 million for Dolph probably was more true. $1,400,000, 500,000. Then you just give them guys pennies on the dollars after they take care of the business, huh? Now, that's what I think's going on. I think he's just sprinkling little information out there, scaring the death out of Yo Gotti, trying to force him to pay him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. It's more of a blackmail. I'm gonna set you up if you don't come off with that bread type ish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play a clip of that No Jumper video when he said he was on the phone with him. I'm gonna play a clip of when he said he never even met him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take it for what y'all think it is. Jump in the comment section and tell me what y'all think about the situation. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this No Jumper video, man. Show y'all this boy contradicting himself, man. Claiming he don't know him, then he knows him. You know, just putting more stuff out there for the alphabet boys to pick up and leech off on. And then, you know, once I get finished playing this video, man, we're gonna go over the video, you know, talk a little bit about what he said. So, you know, go ahead and smash that like button right now before we even get into the video. And when that video is done, make sure you stick around so we can talk about some of the stuff that man Hernandez Govan said. You feel me? All right, man, let's get to the video.
The only time I can remember having a conversation with Yo was over the phone years ago, and he had the little rap group. I forget the name of them little niggas. I think one of his name was Chris or Krista or something. But he had like a little rap group. But anyway, I had some words with one of his artists. And I think at the time it was about a young lady, a girl, and I had said a few things or whatever, and I guess the artist had went back and said something, and Gotti knew some people that I know, and they reached out and put us on the phone. And this was before Gotti blew up, you know, or whatever the case may be. I think this was around the time, maybe right before he signed with Birdman or whatever the case. And he just reached out and was asking me, you know, what was going on, you know, and, you know, could it be worked out or whatever? And of course it could. And we put it to bed. That was the only conversation that I ever had with this man, and that's on my kids. Concerns is when my previous attorney that I had before Manny, he reached out to me on Super Bowl and called me early in the morning and was like, Govan, what you got going? I said, I'm just at the house, Massive, what's going on? And he said, I want you to meet me in my office. I said, you do know it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? And he said, yeah, come on, we're not gonna take long. So I pulled up on him, and we're in the office, just me and him. We sit down, and he said, Govan, I've been hearing a lot of rumblings downtown about this Young Dolph case. Are you gonna need me? And I looked him in his eye and told him, I said, need you for what? Like, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I told him the part I played as it relates to the music. And he was just like, you know, well, I just wanted to talk to you and see if we needed to get ahead of this thing. And no, I don't need to get ahead of nothing because I ain't had no parts in it. So, you know, I know I could tell that he was sent to do that, my attorney.
Meaning the cops sent him there? Because I was thinking like, oh, he just heard this rumor because he's so close to the justice system.
He was, in my opinion, sent by, and because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus, but he was sent by someone who had high interest in the Dolph case, in the prosecution part of it, from someone.
So do you think that somebody essentially sent him to sniff out if you were guilty? Like he wanted him to try to just ascertain as much information as he could get?
What I think the expectations were that if Massey say something to me about it in the beginning and they offer me a chance to get ahead of things, that I would go ahead and basically cooperate, so to speak, and try to get immunity. That's what I was offered in the beginning.
Okay. So if you had said in that meeting and he said, do I have anything to worry about? And if you had said like, listen, I'm gonna keep it real, I paid them to go do this, how you think that conversation would have went? You think he would have tried to basically like give you immunity to just spill the beans on the other people?
Well, he had
involved?
already told me that, you know, that he had talked to someone and they said that if I knew what they wanted to hear, that they would give me immunity. But I didn't know what they wanted to hear. So there's no way that I could have got immunity even if I wanted it.
It's kind of a wild idea to give immunity to the guy who paid for it and directed it, but then prosecute the shooters.
Because it wasn't even, listen, when I got indicted, they told me, like, we don't even want you. Like I was a casualty of war.
Right.
Like it wasn't me that they was concerned with. You know, they know I had no, like, the people that was invested in that case know that I had no personal beef with Dolph. It wasn't me that they was concerned with. You know, they know I had no, like, the people that was invested in that case know that I had no personal beef with Dolph.
Right.
They know that.
When you said they said they didn't want you, who do you think they wanted?
Jook and Gotti.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying. They were trying to use you to connect Jook and Gotti to the situation.
But you can't use me to connect Gotti to nothing, because I never had no relationship with Gotti. We ain't never rode to the store together.
So as y'all can see, man, that boy Hernandez Govan on Vlad, telling him that look, he never met Yo Gotti. He never did any type of business with him whatsoever, man, whatsoever. Like never, ever did any type of business with this man whatsoever. And then he turns around and tells No Jumper, yeah, he had a phone call with him. He remembers, he thinks he remembers having at least one. Man, come on, you know if he had more than one. He's not going to tell the truth about this situation. And it's starting to look like that he is maybe still in play to get Yo Gotti. Maybe that deal that he's discussing on her, talking about immunity, was all part of the play, man. Look, we got to make this play out. You know what I'm saying? I can get killed out here if it don't. And, you know, hey, man, they play some games up there, man, when it comes to the judicial system. You know, and I'm not here to say this man, I ain't read no paperwork on this man, because 90% of these dudes I heard, they ain't do nothing but tell anyway, man. This is the way the game goes, man. It's a game, and that's what they do. Some of them play, and it be the hardest one. So what I'm saying is that he probably is still in the play at this situation to get Yo Gotti about her, because he's just dropping a lot of nuggets. You know, even he said it himself, man. When he went to go see his lawyer, Massey, his old lawyer, he called him in there asking him, are you trying to get ahead of this? Do we need to get ahead of this? Because it is alleged that that boy has told before. And he already knew what the lingo meant. His lawyer didn't have to ask, well, do we need to try to get some type of deal? Nah, all he had to say was, do we need to get ahead of this? Like, nah, we don't need to get ahead of it. Why? So, listen, man. And then at the same breath, he was saying he got offered a deal of immunity. And you heard what he said. All they wanted was Gotti and Jook. That's all they wanted. He didn't even have to say Gotti. You know, he didn't have to say it, because Jook's already been the main player that was announced in the trial, and you know, so he's just throwing that name under, and he's been throwing it around a lot. So just the fact of how he mentioned what happened in Massey's office, and then the fact, man, come on, he blatantly said he had whatsoever no type of business with Yo Gotti, and then he remembers on No Jumper. Maybe he doesn't remember. Maybe he just spilled it. But like I said, I take this man as an intelligent dude. You know what I'm saying? He's smart. I watch his interviews. I watch his YouTube, and the man's smart. He's strategic, very strategic. You look how he's going back and forth with Charleston White and others. Yeah, he's very strategic. So, hey, man, jump in the comment section and tell me what you think about this situation. Smash that like button, man. Put them dolphins in the comment section, man. And until next time, YouTube, one.